Good morning, Pilgrim. August 11th, 1866. A bad year in England, I guess. Charles Spurgeon gave a sermon entitled The Voice of the Cholera Epidemic. Bad year. Will a lion roar in the forest when he has no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he hath taken nothing? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? Amos 3, 4 and 6. Well, what have you to do, professing Christian, with the drunkenness of this city? That's the way he starts the sermon, but I'm not starting there. And way down in the sermon, I'll begin. We believe that God sends all pestilences, let them come how they may, and that he sends them with the purpose. Let them be removed in whatever way they may. And we conceive that it is our business as ministers of God to call people's attention to God in the disease. Teach them the lesson which God would have them learn. I'm not among those, as you know, who believe that every affliction is a judgment upon a particular person to whom it occurs. We perceive that in this world the best of men often endure the most of suffering, and that the worst of men frequently escape it. Therefore, we don't believe in judgments to particular persons, except in extraordinary cases. But we do nevertheless very firmly believe that there are national judgments, and that national sins provoke national chastisements. As to individuals, their punishment or reward is reserved for the next state. But nations will not exist in the next world. There is no such thing as a judgment of nations as such at the last great day. That will be the judgment of individuals, one by one. The trial and punishment of nations takes place in this state, and it is here that we are to look for the judgment of God upon national sin. Upon the present visitation as a national chastisement we shall speak this morning, and I shall not detain you with further preface, but conduct you at once to the questions of the text. The first question. Well, it's a metaphor taken from the traveler. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Which means, being interpreted, that it is no wonder if God does not continue to walk with the sinful people, that it is not to be expected that when a nation falls out with God, God should continue to bless it. Even America. Can't you see what's happening, folks? Two travelers have been walking together for some little time, but on a sudden they fall to angry words, and after a while one strikes the other and maltreats him. What have we been doing to God? You cannot suppose that the person thus attacked will continue to walk with him who maliciously assaults him. They must part company. Now, when God walks with a nation, that nation prospers. But if that nation falls to words with God, quarrels with him about his will and law, and rushes perversely into sinful courses, nay, you can't expect goodness. If there be some in it, you would have no God at all, who do their best to extirpate his very name from the earth which he himself has made. We cannot expect that God should continue to walk with such offenders on a nation like ours. So, brethren, let me ask you soberly, without fanaticism, to consider whether there has not been enough in England, in America, and especially in this great city, Portland, Oregon. Name the city. To make God angry with us. Has there not been grievous disagreement between the dwellers in this city and God? Has there not been enough to make him say, I will walk no more with this people, I will chasten them sorely and send them heavy judgments? Enough. I think you know where this is going, where America's been and where America is, what God's done for us, and we've spit in his face. No, folks, Some things here to think on. Meditate. I got a couple of verses here. I scroll back down here and find them where I found them. Set a guard over my mouth and keep watch over the door of my lips. Do not let my heart incline to any evil, to busy myself with wicked deeds in company with men who work iniquity, and let me not eat of their delicacies. Psalm 141, 3 and 4. Ephesians 5, 3 and 4. But sexual immorality and all impurity or covetousness must not even be named among you as proper among saints. Let there be no filthiness, nor foolish talk, nor crude joking, which are out of place, but instead let there be thanksgiving. Let's thank God for what He's given us, instead of forgetting Him. Job 31:1. I have made a covenant with my eyes. How then could I gaze at a virgin? Matthew 5:28. But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart. 3 John 11. Beloved, do not imitate evil, but imitate good. Whoever does good is from God. Whoever does evil has not seen God. Yeah, this nation has blinded itself. Can't see God. Well, God bless, Pilgrim. Think on these things and have a blessed, blessed, blessed day.